So you're ready. You're ready to take the next step in your handmade business in 2024, but you're also feeling the overwhelm. All of the tasks that go into running a handmade business, there's a lot of them, trust me, I know. You've got limited time, you've got stress, you've got a million trillion tasks to do in your business at all times. You also have a family, you also have personal life, you may even work full-time somewhere else, and it just feels like your handmade business is scattered and you feel all over the place. If you're feeling this way, just first of all, know you're not alone. I've been there. I feel that way actually often, and that is why I came up with this 5-step framework to not only make goals, but strategize how to actually get them done so we can start making some serious big moves in our businesses in 2024 and start growing our businesses. We're gonna feel so good, we're gonna feel so organized, and at the end of today's video, you're definitely gonna feel a lot more clear on your vision, on your goals in your business, and you're gonna be so motivated to actually take action. So I'm so excited that you're here with me today, and I cannot wait to dive into my framework for helping you create some goals for your handmade business this year as well. Hey makers, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Camryn and I run the crochet boutique called Camryn's Cute Creations. I sell at craft shows. I love selling at craft shows. I talk about it a lot, but a lot of my videos are all about helping you make more money selling at craft shows as well. So I want to invite you to subscribe down below and join us here because we've got a really amazing community. Everybody's so nice here. Everybody's so sweet and so supportive. So introduce yourself in the comment section and get to know each other down there. I love reading the comments as well, so say hi down below. Wherever you are in your handmade business journey, just know that goal setting is the secret to getting things done. Now, I know setting yearly goals is overwhelming. Trust me, I just spent all of last week trying to plan out my entire life. Not even just business, it's just like everything needs to be planned in this week and for the whole year, and I tend to overwhelm myself a lot, and that is why I set in a new system in my business and in my life that I plan for the quarter. I plan quarterly. I do not overwhelm myself with the full year. I got this idea in a book that I read a few years ago called The 12-Week Year. I actually listened to it on Audible. I think I need to buy a physical copy because I just love to refer back to books like that. This book changed the way I thought. It helped me make major moves in my business, and oh my gosh, I'm referencing this book a lot, so if you haven't read it, you don't need to read it to watch this video, but I highly recommend checking it out because it's gonna inspire you so much to make small business goals. The whole concept is that you plan out 12 weeks and that is your new year. So it's 2024 now, and I actually just made goals for quarter one. So that is the first 3 months. We got January, February, and March of 2024, and that's what I'm planning. I'm not even planning the other months right now. We are just focusing on 12 weeks. This focus, like the focus that you bring to 12 weeks is gonna be so much more, they explain it in the book, but it's a lot more focused and you can get a lot more done in 12 weeks than you could in the whole year. It's pretty crazy. So definitely recommend doing that. And that's what I'm referring to. We're gonna be referring to 12-week goals throughout the rest of this video because I highly recommend doing this, especially if you're an overthinker, especially if you're a perfectionist. Do 12 weeks. You can do 12 weeks. 12 weeks is nothing. A whole year, that's a lot, but 12 weeks, we've got 12 weeks, right? We are about to take our businesses to the next level this quarter. Let's do it. The first step that I have for you, and this is actually the foundation. This is the foundation of everything, and do not overlook this step, please don't, but it's reflecting on last year. Reflect on all the things that you did last year. First, we're gonna look at the accomplishments you had. Maybe you hit a really awesome goal. Maybe you hit 2,000 Instagram followers. Maybe you did 10 craft shows. Maybe you had a goal to do 5 and you did 10. You just like blew that goal out of the park. Whatever it is, whatever your goals were last year or whatever you accomplished last year, give yourself some credit. Maybe celebrate a little bit. Celebrate with a little yarn haul. Yeah, this is your excuse to go buy more yarn. Right now, I'm giving you the excuse. Like, you need to celebrate. You did awesome last year, and it's so important to look back at what we did do and just be happy about it before we move on to making these future goals. It's gonna feel a lot more doable. The next question I want you to ask yourself, and maybe you even want to set a timer for 10 minutes and do a little journaling on this after this video is over as well. That's what I love to do, is I set timers and I journal for each question, and it just helps me get it all out on paper. The next question I have for you is, what were your biggest challenges in the last year? And what did you do to overcome those challenges? For me, oh man, perfectionism. I struggle with it still. I like to say I'm a recovering perfectionist. Some days it's pretty bad. But last year, I really learned a lot about how I was burning myself out by putting way too much on my plate. I like to take my time and I like to do a good job on things. If I was throwing way too much on my schedule, I felt like my perfectionist tendencies just started showing up, and I realized I needed to incorporate more breaks throughout my day and also incorporate some more time off on my weekends. I don't know about you, but I tend to work throughout my weekends if I don't set that clear boundary for myself. So that is something that I overcame and I changed moving into the next year. The last question I want you to ask yourself is, what lessons did you learn last year? And this could be a lot of different things. Maybe it was a specific crochet technique that you learned, it was a skill, or maybe it was an overall lesson that you learned. Maybe you learned more about a new concept. For example, something I learned is I need to incorporate breaks into my schedule or I will burn out. And I want to be able to incorporate that in my schedule before I burn out. That's a lesson I learned because I burned out. I had a couple honestly temper tantrums last year. One of them is when I was making a handmade gift. Oh man, when I was making this quilt for my mother-in-law for Christmas, Peyton saw the whole thing go down. I was like about ready to throw the sewing machine across the room because it was not perfect, you know? And these things, because I added too much to my plate and it completely overwhelms me, I can look back at that as a lesson, and now I know moving into the new year, not to overbook and maybe not do a full quilt the week before Christmas. You know, I don't quilt, I crochet. Okay, I quilt, but not very good. And as a perfectionist, it's just not it. It's just not it. I learned about that. So I really want you to take a few minutes, set a timer on your phone after this video is done, 10 minutes for each question, and just get it all out on paper. Trust me, this is gonna feel so good for you to just get it all out and then realize where you need to pivot and where you need to go in this next year. Step number 2 is we're going to define some clear and very specific goals. I don't know about you. I feel like I've always struggled with making really clear goals and only keeping a few of them. Like, I feel like I just want to do everything. I am like, oh, new year, new me. I'm gonna do this many workouts. I'm gonna do this much of my crochet business. I'm gonna do It's like all these categories of my life, and I suddenly think I can just do them all, and I completely overwhelm myself. So what I want you to do is just set a timer, another timer. Go to your clock on your phone, set a timer, 10 minutes, and I want you to do this. I want you to just brain dump everything that you want to achieve this year, because there's probably a lot. You're an entrepreneur. You like this stuff. Just get it all out, and I want you to then go back and look at it and what is really calling your name right now. So I want you to just get it all out first of all, and then I want you to pick your top, however many you have. I mean, you might have like 40 things if you're anything like me, and you just bring up everything you want. Pick about 10 things, maybe 5 to 10 things that you really resonate with and you really want to focus on. Now, what I want you to do is with those, get specific. So maybe you just wrote, I want to grow my Instagram following and I want to try craft shows. Those are 2 of your really big things that you want to do. I want you to write it specifically. I don't know if you've heard of a SMART goal before, but a SMART goal, it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Those are all the things you want to keep in mind when you're creating your goals. This is going to help you stay on track. Write a goal that's achievable, not, oh, I want to have a successful crochet business. That's what I want. My goal is to have a successful crochet business. Okay, well, what is a successful crochet business? Okay, so maybe we need to make an income goal for you. So how much do you want to make by what time? And this is going to help you be so much more specific and actually take those steps to reach your goals. So that is something I want you to keep in mind. So here are a few examples of SMART goals. You could make the goal to increase your sales by 20% this next quarter. You can make the goal to expand a new product line in your crochet business. Again, make it specific. So maybe you want to do a Valentine's Day drop in February. Another goal you may have, if you're anything like me and like to do craft shows, maybe you make a craft show goal. How many craft shows do you want to complete in this quarter? Maybe you want to do 6 craft shows this quarter, so write a goal, participate in the 6 local craft shows this quarter. For me, I have 3 goals that I'm going to be focusing on in my life and business for quarter 1 of 2024. The first one is I have an income goal. I want to make X amount of money within quarter one. So I have an income goal and I also have some project launches and craft shows lined up in order to hit that goal. The next goal I have is to organize my craft room and create systems to keep it organized within this quarter. So I not only want to clean all of my spaces, but I want to actually establish some systems and some habits to keep it clean so I don't have to keep re-cleaning it. It feels like it's like an ongoing thing where my yarn stash gets all over the place. Okay, how can I actually keep up with it? And so that is my second goal of this quarter. My third goal, oh, this is a pretty exciting one. I'm going to pursue a master's in digital marketing. So I'm so pumped about it. I'm like seriously so excited about it. I'm a little overwhelmed because I'm like, how is this gonna fit in my schedule? But that's why we're gonna plan it a lot. I'm also super excited to get my master's because it's gonna help me level up my social media skills and my marketing skills so I can teach you more things here on YouTube. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Step number 3 is we need to prioritize and focus on 2 to 3 goals. I just told you my 3 goals. Those are literally, I mean, I have other like small goals, I guess, but those are my 3 big goals for the quarter. I'm not trying to grow my Instagram by 1,000 followers, or I don't have those goals. Like I have 3 very specific goals and all my energy is gonna go towards those goals. Now you might be like, wait, what? Like I have 1 million goals. So you just had me write out 1 million goals. What I want you to do is keep that list somewhere safe and you can do those next quarters. We still have the rest of the year. We still have 3 more quarters left. This is just quarter 1. I want you to pick 2 to 3 things that you can really focus your energy on, and that's where I want you to start. Now, one of them could be social media, one of them could be craft shows, something like that, but again, just make it specific and pick 2 to 3 of them. So yours might be, I want to grow to 4,000 followers on Instagram, I want to participate in 6 craft shows, and I want to organize my yarn stash and keep it organized. Maybe that's kind of a similar goal that you have to mine. I don't know where I heard this. It was on a podcast that I've listened to before, and they said diluted actions lead to diluted results. So it's pretty much just saying, don't spread yourself too thin. Don't make 1 million goals and not accomplish any of them. Stay really focused on your 2 to 3 big goals for the quarter. A little example of me doing this when I made the goal to grow on my Instagram. Before this was actually the first quarter after I implemented the 12-week year, I grew my Instagram from 2,500 on Instagram and I grew to 60,000 in that quarter after reading this book because it helps me get specific on a goal I wanted to achieve. Before, I was like posting stuff on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. I was kind of all over the place. I felt like I needed to be everywhere, and that's just a perfect example of spreading yourself too thin. You're everywhere at once. Not saying that you can be doing all of that, but most of your energy should be focused into one, your 2 to 3 specific goals. And so for me, that was Instagram. I spent so much time researching what should I post about, like researching like just all the things. Like I watched so many videos, so many podcasts. That was all part of my plan on growing on Instagram. I actually made the goal to, at quarter 4 of 2022, get to 10,000 followers on Instagram, which was like insane to me because it took me like 3 years to get to 2,500. So I was like, that was like in my head, like there's no way I'm gonna get to 10, but I'm just gonna say that. And I got to 60. Like, it's just all about creating systems and really getting focused in and doing the work to achieve your goals. So definitely wanted to point that out. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm so beyond grateful for my Instagram followers and for you here on YouTube. But it's just an example of putting in a lot of effort into specific goals and actually seeing really good results. Are you feeling motivated right now? If you are, I would love for you to hit the like button down below and let me know so I can make more videos like this one. I don't know if you can tell, but I just get so into this stuff. I get so motivated. I get so excited for you to make all these goals and accomplish so much this year. So if you like this video, be sure to like it down below. Step number 4. This has gotta be my favorite part, and it's developing the steps and systems to actually achieve your goals. Because, I mean, we could say, yeah, I wanna do 6 craft shows, and then we just write it down somewhere, and then we don't do it. I mean, we can all say, oh, I wanna do 6 craft shows in quarter 1, and then, yeah, I'll get around to it, and then it's like 3 months in, and you look and you're like, oh, I've only done 1, or haven't done any. Whoopsies, And so we need to actually create a system and steps to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. And it shouldn't be too bad. We only did 2 or 3 goals. It might be kind of big goals, but we are going to break them down. And my favorite way to break down a big goal or a big launch or something that you really want to do, say you want to participate in your first craft show. That's a huge goal. I want to participate in my first craft show in quarter 1. What I want you to do is write down the day you want to do it, because we want to make sure, okay, this is, or at least the month, like when do we want to do this by? And then we're going to work backwards. Okay, somebody who sets up at a craft show, what do they have? They have a bunch of display stuff. They have an inventory prepped. They've probably done some research on pricing and strategy. And also, if this is one of your goals, you should just follow, you should subscribe down here. You should subscribe, because this is pretty much all I talk about on the channel is how to grow your handmade business selling at craft shows. So anyways, if that is your goal, you probably should have one of your steps. Binge on Camryn's videos, because I'm gonna share a lot of tips and tricks on how to sell at craft shows. But anyways, so you look at the results that you want, right? A whole craft show, you want to set up the booth and you want the canopy and this and that. So what I do is I just brained up all the steps that I would need to get to that goal. So if I want to do my first craft show, I would be writing out all of the inventory that I want to prep for it. I would be writing out where I'm going to fit in my pricing strategy and tagging all the products. I'm going to be writing in all the things that I need to buy. That might be display stuff, or maybe the card reader, things like that. I would write all of those steps out, and then I would prioritize what needs to be done first. And I start at the like when I want to do the craft show, and I start placing them all in my schedule all the way back until where I'm at now. That's usually how I do it, and that's what works best for me. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. What's important is that you have pretty much written out every single step possible to get to your goal, and now you just gotta do the steps, right? Like, you have it all out. It's all scheduled out, and now you just have to do the steps. So for me, one of my goals is to clean my craft room and really get it organized. So what I did is I closed my eyes and I envisioned, what does a clear, clean craft room look like? Oh, my yarn is organized all beautifully. Oh, look, all of my materials that I add to, my snowman, the cinnamon sticks, the button eyes, everything. It's so organized. Oh my gosh, I can find everything I need. I envision what it is, my goal is, and then I go, okay, well, I'm looking around right now. Everything's a little scattered. Okay, what do I need to do to get there? I write out all the different areas of my craft room I want to organize. I need to organize through all of my works in progresses. It's real bad right now. There's a lot going on. I want to organize through all of my paperwork and receipts from the last year, because I'm so bad at that. I just throw in places, and then it's like tax season. It's like, oh my gosh, where is everything? And so I need to go through and actually create systems in those areas as well. So I wrote out every single area. What I did is, okay, I want to have it organized by March 1st. So every weekend I time blocked 2 hours out of my weekend. Every weekend for 2 hours, that's really not that much time that I'm designating towards this, but after all those weeks stack up, I'm gonna have a really clean craft room, and I'm also gonna have systems in place to keep it clean. Oh, it's gonna feel so good. I've already started, actually. I organized all my yarn already, and I did vlog it. I am planning on vlogging, pretty much redoing this entire room, by the way, so you can wait for those videos. There's gonna be a lot of them. So you might be thinking, okay, so I've got my goals, and I've got the steps I need to get there, but how do I actually plan it out? How do I actually add that into my day-to-day? Now, there are 2 tools that I absolutely love to use to stay productive, to stay on top of things, and just feel so organized and have that clarity in my business. One of them is a physical planner. So I got a Hello Kitty planner from Camryn, and it's a life planner. So cute. I have all of the things that I, like life things. I have, events and things like that I add into my calendar, and I also plan out my weekly stuff as well in here. There are weekly spreads in here, so this is a nice way for me to kind of organize my schedule, where I'm gonna be when I'm doing my workouts, when I'm doing date night with Peyton, when I'm having friend get-togethers, all of those exciting things I add in here. I do add my work schedule in here too, like I'll put work 9 to 5 or whatever. I don't work 9 to 5. That is another goal of mine, is not really goal, but intention is to be more mindful of not working too much. But anyways, I have that here, and I have that grouped up. And then, oh my gosh, my business tasks? Oh, I'm about to blow your mind. I use Notion, and it is incredible. It is insane. So I organize everything on Notion. It is, okay, I've talked about Notion before, but Notion is like just the best for me in my business. I've used other programs before. I've used Asana. I use other digital things, but Notion, like the freedom you have in there to just design everything that you need, work on projects in there. As far as content creation and market prepping goes, I do it all in here. I do it all in Notion. So that is what I've been using recently. Now, my Notion just got a major upgrade. Oh my gosh, I took this Skillshare video on how to organize my Notion boards and it's pretty much changed my life. Like, I seriously, I'm not even being dramatic. Like, I get so much more done now because it is so efficient. I am so big on structures and strategies that help me save time, and Notion is one of those things. Now, if you've been wanting to learn more about Notion, I highly suggest checking out Skillshare. They have so many videos on there, and I would like to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes and members who come together to find inspiration and take the next step in their creative journey. Skillshare is actually the largest online learning community for creatives. I recently finished this Notion class, and I'm not kidding you, it changed my life. Like, I feel like I save so much time now, and I feel so organized and so on top of it. The class that I just finished on Notion is called Notion for YouTube Creators, Easily Manage Your Creative Projects. Now, it's good for YouTube creation, but this was just good for organizing everything, all of my tasks in my business. So I took this class and I revamped my entire Notion board to organize everything in my business. It honestly didn't take as long as I thought it would because this class made it so easy. They actually walked me through how to design all of the databases within Notion. That's what they call them when you get to organize all of your projects in there. Oh my gosh, it was so helpful. And I actually showed Peyton my entire Notion. I was like, hey, look what I did. Look how organized everything is. And he's been helping me a lot behind the scenes as well. He's been editing my videos and stuff. So it's so nice for us to have this hub of just everything organized. And he was so impressed. He was like, wait, you did that? I was like, yeah, I did that. But I did it because of the Skillshare video. Like, I would not have been able to get here without it. I seriously felt like this class was made for me. I loved learning how to link the databases. That is something I never knew how to do before. And now I get to keep my goals and my projects organized both separately in these beautiful galleries, but also together on a just main task list. And I love that. I love that. It just feels so good to get organized. I also loved her idea on adding time tracking and estimating how much time something takes you so you don't overbook your daily schedule. That is something I really struggle with, is I just give myself way too much work. And so what I've been doing is estimating how long it will take me, and then I plug in how long it actually took me so I know how to better plan for next time. I found this Skillshare learning path called Master Your Productivity, and I cannot wait to jump in and learn more in these classes. I've been wanting to up-level my productivity in my business, but I was feeling a little overwhelmed on where to start, so this learning path was perfect for me, giving me a clear direction on what classes I should take in what order to further my knowledge on productivity. And there's even a class specifically on Notion for productivity, so I cannot wait to dive in and learn more about it in this learning path. Also, my husband, Peyton, has been helping behind the scenes. He's been editing my videos, things like that for me, and I actually recommended he go to Skillshare to learn some of the editing techniques. He actually learned more about editing than I knew just from Skillshare, and I was like, okay, maybe you shouldn't from now on go to Skillshare and not ask me, because they obviously know what they're doing on there. Now, as a handmade business owner, I think you're going to love Skillshare. If you're looking for ways to level up in your career, or maybe even start a new side hustle, Skillshare has classes in freelancing, entrepreneurship, marketing, social media, productivity, and more. And if you want to try Skillshare today, I have a really special offer for you. The first 500 people to use my link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. I will link my special link in the description box down below. I cannot wait for you to check out Skillshare, to check out the Notion videos and all the other videos I know you're going to love on there. Thank you so much, Skillshare, for sponsoring today's video. Let's move on to step 5. Step number 5 is to review and adjust. This one is for my perfectionist friends out there. If you're a perfectionist, if you're like me, and you're like, no, I made a schedule, and if I don't keep with it, it's just ruined. It all crumbles down, right? Like, I definitely have been there. For example, I used to make these really detailed workout plans, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit the gym every morning and I had this like eating plan. If I messed up, I'm not kidding you, this happened to me for years. If I messed up, like if I just was honestly sick or something and couldn't show up to a workout, the whole plan just fell apart. It's like nothing got done. So I always remind myself of this. Now I have that mindset that it's progress over perfection. If the perfectionism in me those tendencies are holding me back from actually completing what I want to do, then it's keeping from my progress, you know? So that's something I really try to keep in mind when I'm creating my goals, and just have an open mind that they can shift and they can change, and my schedule's gotta be a little flexible. Another book I highly recommend checking out is Atomic Habits. James Clear, the author, talks about this in his book. It's all about building habits and actually keeping habits long-term, like really sustainable habit building. I actually got my mom to read it. Like, she's a bit obsessed with it as well, and oh my gosh, it's such a good book. I actually have it down here. You have probably seen this book before because it is super popular, but I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't read it already. And if you like to crochet, you can just get Audible and crochet. I do that with a lot of books as well, but my mom actually read it and she left a bookmark in here, so I wonder if it's on a good page. Oh yeah. So in this book, he talks about a concept that you never miss 2 days. So say you have a goal to crochet every day. You want to crochet for an hour every day to help build up to your inventory goal because you want to do a craft show. That was your goal. And so you want to crochet an hour every single day. Okay, so say you've been crocheting an hour every day for 6 days in a row and you're just killing it. You're doing so good. And then it was your mom's birthday and you went out to dinner with her, and then after that you just didn't feel that great, and then oh, I was super tired and I took a nap, and then I woke up and then oh, I forgot to crochet. Okay, my whole plan's ruined. I'm not doing it anymore. That's old me. That's seriously what I would do. I'd be like, okay, well, it's ruined. It's not. Try to keep this mindset. Try not to miss 2 days in a row. Okay, you missed that day? That's okay. Life happens. That's okay. How can I incorporate it in tomorrow? If it's the next day, how can I incorporate it today so I don't miss 2 days? That's something that has really helped me as a perfectionist. So definitely check out this book. There's so many things like that he talks about in this book. It's just, it's life-changing, honestly. Also within this step 5 of reviewing and adjusting, I want you to have an open mind about keeping a flexible schedule and being able to rearrange things. I don't want you to completely drop off and be like, I'm not gonna crochet anymore because I missed a day, but instead being flexible and giving yourself time and grace in your schedule. For example, now I used to jam-pack my schedule so much every single day. It was like insane. Like, there was not a moment for me to rest. Like, I felt guilty petting Alice for 5 minutes when I should have been doing something else. Like, it was that booked. And what I realized was slow down. Don't overbook it because life just happens throughout your day, right? Or throughout your weeks or throughout the month where you're not going to be able to do as much as you originally thought. I'm not saying don't work hard. Like, that's not what I'm saying, but don't overbook yourself because you want to have some wiggle room in your weeks. Like, for example, my brother has already done this by the time this video is coming out, so I don't feel bad about spoiling any news or anything. My brother is proposing to his girlfriend on this Thursday, and I'm so excited. He even asked me to be there. He wants Peyton and I to be there to take pictures and just be there to celebrate, and oh my gosh, I'm like gonna cry thinking about it. I'm so excited for them. I used to, like, if this was old me with how jam-packed my schedule was, this would stress me out. Like, I really want to be there. Obviously I'm gonna be there, but then I'm gonna like have so many other tasks that I'm leaving and I'm gonna have to catch up extra tomorrow. No, I just kind of put some buffers within my week. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Part of it is gonna be like during my work day, but that's okay because I can be flexible and kind of rearrange some things and work a little later that night. It's all good. I'm not even stressed about it now. I'm just super excited. So that's just a kind of fun example for you to be flexible within your schedule. Now, if you're feeling motivated right now, I want you to drop your #1 goal in the comment section down below for this quarter. I want to connect with you and chat with you about your goals and help keep you accountable. If you help keep me accountable, I will help keep you accountable. So share them down below. Let's chat with each other down there. Let's connect with each other and get inspired from each other in the comment section. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope today's video was super helpful. If you want more videos like this one, just let me know. I really love chatting about this stuff and I love getting organized. Oh, it's my favorite thing. And I'm so excited to organize my craft room. A lot more vlogs coming on that. But if you want to keep hanging out with me here on YouTube, I'm going to send you to this video right here. And I will see you, my friend, in this video right here. Bye!